Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite, Rafael Tavares, coming to you straight from Suffolk County Comic Expo and Art. And we're here with Rags, and we're going to talk a little bit about his book, Amory Wars, and to get to know him a little bit better. So what's your full name?
Rags.
Just Rags, like Madonna.
Like Flea and Cher.
That works for me. I like that. So what can you tell us about Amory Wars?
Amory Wars, if you're fans of Coheed and Cambria, they're a progressive metal band. Their lead singer and guitarist Claudio Sanchez has created a series of books based on their music. Their music is a large, epic tale. And I've just done 12 issues of Amory Wars, Good Apollo on Burning Star 4, and that's their 4th album.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So what's the book about?
Well, it's in 2 parts. There's a fiction part and a non-fiction part. The non-fiction part is about a guy called Ryder the Writing Writer. And Ryder the Writing Writer suffers from schizophrenia. But he's obsessed with writing his story that he can't get out with his medication. So when he's on his meds, there's no creativity. So he's off his meds, and that causes him problems. And he has delusions, not the least of which is that his 10-speed bicycle turns into a fiery demon called 10-speed. And 10-speed is trying to get him to kill his girlfriend.
Wow.
The girlfriend who's trying to get him to get on his meds. The non-fiction part, I'm sorry, that's non-fiction. The fiction part is kind of like a hodgepodge of everything that is pop culture smashed into one. Elements of Star Wars, Mad Max, Freddy Krueger. It's basically your story of a Jesus-type character who is prophesized to save the universe, and he is on the run and is being chased by a mage called Ryan Wilhelm, who's an evil mage. In order to understand the non-fiction or the fiction part is to understand the whole premise of 69 planets, I think they are, in a triangular form, called Heaven's Fence. And there's 4 quadrants, I believe, perhaps. I think there's 4 quadrants, each ruled by a specific mage. And their job is to make sure that the people are doing their work and everything, and they just make sure that they're the governors of that area. There are angelic creatures called the Prize, blonde-haired, blue-skinned women with wings, and their job is to keep the key work in order. Now, the key work is the energy that keeps this going, because they're in a triangular fashion, so there's no rotation around the sun. So the key work keeps the sustenance of the planets alive that the mages are supposed to govern. And so one mage called Ryan Wilhelm, the bad guy, wants to take it over, all of it. And he wants to destroy the key work because the prize is the one thing keeping him from taking over the entire thing. And there's one prize left, Ambelina. And Ambelina descends from heaven to help the crowing, or the Jesus-like character, to save the universe, to push him into the prophecy that he's reluctant to do, because he's been on the run forever and he's been kind of like a low-life, homeless kind of guy, And that's the fiction part of the story.
I gotta admit, that's really deep. It's really well put together. I like the fact that how deep it is, how you really worked it in there. Are you the writer? I figured that much. Okay, so because you're explaining this very well, and it's just very well woven together.
Yeah, it is. And if you follow their music, like I said before, is all 1 in 6 and 1/2 dozen of the artwork of the comic books and so forth and so on. The other previous series were in Keeping Secrets with Silent Earth, and second stage Turbine Blade. That was the first. So descending in order, it's in that order. This is their 4th album, Good Apollo on Burning Star 4.
I love it. It sounds great. It sounds like you picked a winner to get into.
Change. I was working with DC Comics for 19 years of my 29 years. So I've been around for a while.
Yeah.
And it was a nice change of pace. I got away from superheroes and I got into something a bit more interestingly, creatively. And so that's where I'm up.
I have to admit, you got me. I love Angels. I love this whole backstory. I love how everything, is well put together. Kind of reminds me of my my mentor, which is Joseph Campbell. And the way he talks about the hero's journey, and it really sounds like it's been all placed in there and put together.
Yeah, he wrote a book, didn't he? Yeah.
He wrote a couple of books, and he always talks about how mythology is broken down, and this feels really like the whole aspect of breaking everything down and showing the people, or taking these people through a journey of story.
Every story is based on that. It's all part of Greek drama. It's Shakespearean stories are all the same way. Yeah.
This is amazing. So, what about you? Do you have other works that you're working on? Tell us more about what you're doing.
Well, currently my agent has been going around to a lot of shows. I just did a couple of covers for Scooby Apocalypse for DC Comics. They have Hanna-Barbera properties. So I did a couple of covers for them, and I'm eventually going to do an issue here and there. Eventually, though, I like to get into my own self-publishing. I have some ideas I like to do. Yeah.
Your art's beautiful, so I figure you want to do something that's your own property.
For sure, yeah. I've got a lot of stories I want to do.
I thought so. Yeah. I'm looking at that brain of yours, and you explained the story so well. I'm like, there has to be other stories going on up there.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I know one of them is not going to make money, and that's the one I really want to do. It's the passion project.
That's the whole thing, right? There's a couple of things we're working on. You're like, this isn't going to make money, but I want to make sure it happens.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
All right, so if your fans or our fans want to find you, where can they find you?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. That's Rags N, the letter N hashtags. Rags Morales art page on Facebook. There's ragsagainstthemachine.net, which is my which is my website. And you can follow me on Twitter at Rags Morales. But I got to warn you, I'm very progressive minded, and I have it in for Trump. So if you go there, you're going to hear a lot of that.
You've been warned, so if you go over there, be ready to see what you find. All right? So this is Rafael Tavares, and we're signing off here. And please go check out Rags and Amory Wars. Did I say that right?
Amory.
Yeah, my lisp just doesn't mess with it.
That was named after the street Claudio was raised in, upstate New York.
Nice. All right. So you do yourself a favor, check it out. This sounds brilliant. And I don't think you will be wrong if you do.